JavaScript have a lot of huge ecosystem. What are the things are using JavaScript? Anyone tell? What are the framework, libraries, where we use that JavaScript? Only for validations or dynamical website? We are using ReactJS now. Yes, we are going to study about ReactJS. ReactJS is using JavaScript. Vue.js, that is also one user interface creating a library. That is also using the JavaScript. AngularJS, Next.js, Node.js, Express.js, Nest.js. Nest.js is Next. That is used for UI. Nest, that is used for backend. Okay. By using JavaScript, we can do the full stacks, front and back end, anything we can do. Okay. This is the evolution of JavaScript. After the Moche, its name convert to the live script. Okay. After that, ECMA, that is one company. European Computer that is full form is European Computer Manufacturer Association, takes the JavaScript live script and developed that. After that, it named as JavaScript, and many of the evolution is happened after that the ECMAScript. Actually ECMAScript is a structure for the JavaScript. How the functions are there, how the execution happen. That's all happen. Give the updations by the ECMAScripts only. Okay. Now the current version of ECMAScript is 6. ECMAScript 6. From the 2015, we are following that only. Okay. Now we came to variables. What are the variables are in JavaScript?
Constant,
Let constant. What is let?
Instead of that,
Where are the things we need to use let?
Let and same.
Let and very same.
To declare the variable.
To declare the
if you
variable.
want to assume that A equals
Tell.
to
Anyone tell about let? Let only.
It is used in operations.
We can use it everywhere.
if you
What?
want to assume a variable, let A
That is
equals
a declaring the
to
variable.
Okay. What is the use of const?
Constant. It's
once
the
we
value.
declare
Once you assign the value, you can't
we
reassign.
cannot redeclare
Okay.
and we cannot reassign.
Okay. What is the difference between where and let?
In where we can redeclare, reassign.
Let.
Let also, but
We can't
in modern Java,
redeclare, we just reassign.
in modern JavaScript we use let instead of that. Nowadays, we use this window, we can use that instead of that.
Okay. We will be go there. Okay. In the variables, first initially they can be different from the scope. There is a two scope. Okay. Block scope and function scope. What is block scope? Okay, just I created one JavaScript file.
Can we check the back end? So how many people?
Anyone worked with JavaScript previously? Nobody. From the scratch. Okay. Initially, we don't do anything in the UI. Okay. We see what are the things are in JavaScript in the terminal only. Okay. By the inspect here, you can see the console. By the console.log, we can print the whatever we need, that is shown in the terminal. Console.log. Okay, we can see that output in the console of the browser. Now nothing is came. Why? I just created one HTML file and created one JavaScript file. Nothing is came as output. Why?
Because we should link the JavaScript file.
Without linking the file, we can use JavaScript. How?
In the console window.
I created one JavaScript file. Okay. I created one HTML file also. I run the HTML file. The output is not shown in the console. Why? What is the reason? CSS. HTML, CSS. How to link JavaScript? Okay. In the another tag, we need to add in the header, like that is script. Okay. Okay. Script. Whatever we write in the script, that will be shown in the UI. Okay. In the script tag. Like now I typing hello world. It reflected. Hello world. Now I hello Amit. The console, whatever I write in the double quotes inside the console log, that will be reflected in the console. Okay. Okay. Have you understand how to show the details in console? See. Now I can be use the script in the head and also inside the body also. Okay. And if I need access from the another file, I need to store the values from the another file.
No, that's it.
So 1 minute.
Go 1 minute.
1 minute. Picture is good. Picture is good.
Friend
లో 3 తీసేసుకో ఆ క్లాస్ లో కూర్చోండి
Once again, sorry sir, sorry to disturb.
It's other day.
Now you understand? We can use JavaScript. Okay, now you understand? We can be use the JavaScript in the script under the script tag. We can be use the script as in the head and also the body. Okay, we can be used. If I need to use from the another file, same like a CSS, we need to link that file. For the CSS, what tag being used? Link tag. But in the JavaScript, use the script tag only. Inside the script tag, write src and locate the file location. Script.js. Okay? Can you understand? How to link the another file, JavaScript JS file to the HTML. Okay? Okay. Now our script file is linked with the our file. What is the difference between const, var and let? Initially we need to see about the scope of the variables. Okay, if I assign the var, then how it will be okay, how it will be assigned to the memory, we need to see that. Okay, if I assign the value var const sorry var input equal to 42. Okay, now I am assigning here, it go to the storage and assigning as the top of the variables, assigning as the top value. this is our memory. Okay, I assigning the value here as a here I assigning as a where input equal to 40.
Apart from that, what else?
Huh?
This is copy, no? This is
Okay, I will read
copy.
it and explain.
So
Okay, I assign the value input as 42. Okay, while I assigning the value in the var, it go to the top and create a value. Create a value in the top of the memory as a okay. While assigning the value to the var value, it initialize the value in the top of the memory. Okay. Here I assign the value, but it is initialized in the top of the memory. So whatever we access here, it will be applied for all of them. Okay. Now I console the input value. Okay. Now I need to show the value as 42. Input value is 42. That is showing. Okay. Now guess what is the output? What is the output? 42. For this thing only. What will be the output? Huh?
Same output.
Same output, 42. Same output. You? Who are saying 42 as output? Then what is the output of this line? Input value is what will be become the output? It came as a undefined. Why it came like undefined without error?
Because
They are given above, sir.
Huh?
They are given above, sir.
About like if we declare whatever variable in the var, it initializes the top of the memory. Then only it's assigning the value. Okay, you see the difference between initializing and assigning. Okay, in the C programming in C, we need to initialize the value or a variable in the top of the program. Then we can be use or assign the value. Okay, same like that. Var does it initially initialize the value. Okay, in the top of the memory. Then it can be value is assigning. In the wherever we using that, the value is assigning. And in the var we can be redeclare that also. Okay, if I am using one function test. Okay, inside the function. Okay, now inside the function, what is the value of the input? Inside the function.
First one,
Hmm?
42.
42. Inside the function, inside the test function.
no,
Can you all understand that what is where? Now I am saying like where are the places we can be use the where? Why, how it's using? Like that only I am saying. See, I declare in the 3 state now. Input as a 42, input as a local input, input as a global input. What is the output for the inside of the function?
inside the local, sir.
Local. Outside this.
Outside global, sir.
Okay, then here
Undefined, sir.
let's see the output. Okay. Same like that only. Here, multiple times we are assigning the value for the same variable. Okay. If I assigning the value as 42 and the local input as a local input and the input as a global input. Here I assigning as integer and also the string. The where if I am declaring the value, then if I assigning is a input, then the whole form its value is become a string only. Okay. The where only we can be reassign the data type of the value. Okay. Actually, we are not using this. Why? Now modern JavaScript, we are not using where anywhere. We are not using it. Why we use let instead of where?
It has more features
More features, not like that.
when compared to
No, because where I give the input as a integer value, okay. I updating as a string value, and after declaring as a string value, then if I declare the boolean value or anything else, it will be accept that also. Okay, there is a no how to say stability of the variables. Okay, that's why we are moved to the let. Okay, for redeclaring the variables like that, we are using let. And I need to ask function scope and the block scope. What is function scope? Means the whole JavaScript. Okay, whole JavaScript we can be access that value. That is a function scope. Whatever, whenever we are using that value, we can be access that value outside of the functions also. See, I declare the value in the outside of the function and comment all of that.
Still we can access it.
Hmm?
Still we can access.
Still we can access that 42. But in the let, we can't be access that. See? Input can't be used before initialization. What is the meaning of that? We need to initialize inside the block. Constant and the let are the block scope. We need to initialize within the function, within the scope or the global state. We can be initialized, then only we can be used. Okay, within the curly braces only the const and the let can be usable. Where is not usable? Where is usable across anything? Once we defined, it's go to the top of the storage. Okay, that's why it's accessible for everywhere. Okay. Okay. He's showing here, no? Huh? We don't write anything, any HTML inside the page. That's why it's not showing. Okay. Can you understand about the scope of the variable? Okay. And reassignable. That is means mutability. Okay, in the const only we can't change the variable. We used for the say like that, how to say, handling the ID, handling the user details. We can be use the for const. For the loops, like for whatever we are using loop, we have been using some variables inside that. For loop we are using I. We need to change the value continuously. Okay, can you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Reasonable, taking about reasonable. If I am using the for looping statements, I am going to using the looping statement. I am using that value as the const. Okay, then I need to update the value. It can't be updatable in the const, but we can be updated. So for the non-changeable values, user ID, like that things we are using const. For the updatable things, looping statements and the incrementing values, we can be use the let. Okay, there is no need for var and redeclarable. The var only it can be redeclarable, and let and const that cannot be redeclared. We can be update the values only for the let. Okay, and hoisting. I say now where is initialized at the top of the table. That is a hoisting. If the function is also hoisting, if we declare one function and one var variable in the program, it's taking the space in the top of the storage. Okay, function is the top storage and the var is taking another place, and we can be accessible everywhere. Okay, the functions can be accessed before initialize also. If we are using one function, now I using that calling that in here. Okay, I call that function here. This gives the output because I am initialize the function and using that.
So we can use other function.
For arrow function does not support the hoisting. Arrow function does not support the hoisting. Okay. Now I use the function, call the function before initializing. It also has been worked. Okay. Okay. We need, next topic about the data types. What are the data types are in the JavaScript? Say.
A basic question here, which is already
It's
showing.
String number.
Why you are not opening your mouth? Even you are seeing there, right? Data types, everything is showing.
Yeah. Strings, integers, boolean, and
Okay. Here string is used for the text. Okay. And the number is used for the value. That is a int. Integers we are using number. And the boolean value we are using. Boolean means logical operations. True or false. That is only true or false. Okay. And then the null. Null is intentionally given by the user only. If you are need to give the answer as a 0 or that value does not have need to store any value, we are using the null. And undefined means if you are declaring one variable or declaring one assigning one value, then the output become the null.
Questions for the this one for the reference and
What is the output here? Say undefined, because we define the value, but it does not have the value. Okay, we define that variable, but does not have that value, so it's giving a undefined. Okay. Now,
No.
okay. Now, huh? Now what is the value? Undefined. Sure?
Yes, bro.
Sure.
I spoke to Shiva, bro.
Then, now what is the value here?
Currently, we have to Muthu and this Chiron is taking classes.
Which error?
Now, currently.
Reference error. Okay. The value is initialized before the before using. Okay. See that what is the giving us output while using in different spaces. Okay. It is a scoping only. Hmm?
We can
Now what is the output? Here. Why it's 10?
Because we are assigning
We are assigning the intentionally we are assigning that value as null. Otherwise it won't be null. Okay. It's came like undefined.
I can use some format.
And the two big things, that is the object and arrays. Arrays are everyone knowing. Arrays, how the data is came in array?
Ordered.
Order. How order?
Connection similar.
Similar data types.
last week.
That is one point in array. And another is ordered values. What are the values inside that array?
index.
That is the ordered one. Index, ordered by index. That is the ordered one. And similar data types. How we access the values in the array? Indexes. Okay. If I need to add a input as a string in the array, but the array is contains of integers, it work? It's work or not? Work? How? Array, see, array is array contains same data types values. Okay, series of same data types values. If I need to add the another data type, if I need to add the another values, then we can be goes with the object. If I know about object, that is a dictum. Okay, key and values, set of keys and values. That is the object. Huh? Zoom. Okay, this is the object. I have been declare the values of the user as a const and containing that values ID, user, actions and roles, everything. Okay, if I need to take the value of the ID, then what will be I do? What will I need to do? Just using the point, we can be access the ID, and we see ID is 102, and need to access the username. Username, it will be used like that, and other thing. All the data can be accessed by the dot operator. Okay, if we need to assign the value, like I am getting this response from the another states like array or anything, I need to store the value in another variable. We can be used by the destructuring. like I declaring like const by doing this I have been storing the ID, username, active, all the things in the this variables. Okay. See, user info, I am getting the ID by the ID variable. Are you understanding this destructuring?
Name.
This is one of the ES6 concept. Okay, destructuring. Getting the values from the
User.
no user. What is this object? Okay, this is one of the way to get the values from the object. Or else I need to use like user dot name, user dot id, accessed by the dot element. It causes the repeating code. Okay, to reduce that we are using like destructuring method. Okay, we can access by the value by the variable, any variable. Okay. Hey, understand that destructuring, object destructuring. Are any doubts in that? You understand that now? Which part you don't understand? Actually, we are using the object values.
Yes.
Okay, it is an object value. Think it comes from as a response. Okay, response from anything else. Most of the API response are like an object only. We are getting like this object JSON object. Okay, we need to store that value, or we need to access these values from the object. Initially, we are using the previously we are using like user.id. For accessing the each element, we are using user.id, user.name, user.isActive. By dot operator, we are using access that. To overcome, it's happening like now it's under the one element, it's okay. We it's have another object inside the another object. Nested object are there. Okay. If it is a nested object, then we won't be access dot element. We can't do. To overcome that, we can be use the destructuring. Okay. This is a destructuring. I pass that object inside that values by accessing the values of the key. Okay. Accessing the values by the key. Now the keys are having that values. Okay. Now see the nested values. Okay. Now I need to access the degree. Then what I need to do? Education dot degree it's accessing. Okay. It will be written degree user dot education dot degree. Okay. Okay. If I have another value here in the degree, I have this also one object. Inside that object, we have two values. Okay. Now I need to access the field. Then what I need to do? Huh? Normal degree dot field. Education user dot education dot degree dot field. Okay. To overcome this type of extension, if extending the values, okay. If I need to access the name of the degree, I need to write user dot education dot degree dot name. Okay. To avoid that, we are using that destructuring. Now in the education, I have the details of these things. Okay. By that, I need to get the degree and the university. That's all the simplified way. Okay. I understand that destructuring. Huh? Object inside that object. We need to destructure that to get the values. These are the basic concepts in the JavaScript. Okay. Before creating the dynamical website, these are the things we need to understand. How to handle that variables, how to handle the values in the variables, how to get that and show that in UI. We need to know about that. That's why I am saying JavaScript only, not for the dynamic website, not for the user interface. It is the whole thing it is the overlayer of the HTML and CSS. Okay.
With the help of destructuring, how can I access that username?
User. This thing of just add username.
All details will get this.
Huh? No. If we need to access only username only, then we can access by that. By this also we can be accessed. Okay. We can be accessed whole thing or individual thing or whatever the field we need, we can be destructured by that thing, by this format. Okay. Conditions. Okay. If we going to execute one conditional loops, okay, we execute the loop based on the conditions. For the conditions, what is we need to do?
If you want to get the degree only, how can I get it? By destructure.
Degree.
If you return directly degree, it will come or?
We need to destructure the education. Then we can do. Education, and in the education we can be destructure the values. Okay.
Guys, ask those kind of things. If he is telling only one thing, you guys raise those questions. Again, destructure if you want to.
Okay. What are the operators are you know in other languages first?
Arithmetic logic.
Say.
Arithmetic
Arithmetic
logic.
assignment.
What is the need of the arithmetic? What are the things in arithmetic?
Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
Before going to the arithmetic operations or conditions, you use that variables var, let and const. By using that, create one form. Okay. In the log only, store that values and console. Store that values and console it in different places. Okay. Inside that if conditions for loop, console the values. Okay. That is assigned. And got the clear detail about that variables. Okay. 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 That is assigned. Do you have any doubt about today classes? What are the things? Ask, then only I need to understand them. Understand or not today's class? Actually, huh? This is the core thing. So before going to React, we need to learn about the JavaScript. Then only we are able to use that ReactJS. Okay. Any doubt? Today classes, what are the things we learn? Variables and data types only. Okay. How to use the variables and scope of the variable, and that new hoisting of the variable, and then redeclaring that things only. Okay. Any questions?
Can you explain hoisting for let and constant?
Let and const. Okay, I will explain here. Here I explained we have program for where. Okay. Here where we declare that declare the value as 12. Okay. It execute as here it execute the value as where input and declare that after it assign the value here. Okay. I think now you understand how it where declaring. Okay. For const it won't happen. Okay. Here it's access checking the above values only. Okay, this value is not used by anything. This input is not accessed by any console log or anything. It's in the temporal dead zone. Okay, this is called the temporal dead zone. The value can't be used in anything. Can't. Now it's not used by anywhere or anything. So this value is in temporal dead zone. We access that value. It's showing the reference error. See, reference error. The variable is there in the code, but it not using before initializing. It's showing like that. Okay. For the hoisting, it supports only in the where and the functions only. For where it's declaring top of the state, so it's accessed by everywhere. So it's showing the undefined, or else it's showing reference error for let and const. Okay. Any questions? That's it. Okay. Just check up with that conditions and operations. Okay. Thank you.
77 minutes for this.
Okay, I sent that HTML and that. For the HTML, it's better to use W3 school for HTML and CSS. Okay. For JavaScript, I will be sent today. Thank you.